This is part one of the video. We getting ready to do that morning feeding. I'm gonna break down what the feed is. Let them out a little bit, let them stretch out. Then I'll let them see some feed. This is what they do every morning, around between 5 and 6. This is what I let them do. This is the day screen at the 6-Star Loft. And look, they're packing up. That's what I let them do every morning. I put them out. I let them stretch a little bit. Then I let them get their breakfast on. This is the breakfast of champions. And then they trap. Then I open up. After they pack up, I give them 15 minutes to get a little digestion in. Then I get them out. Then I push them up. And they're going to fly for a good hour or so. Again, it's not about, yo, I need to trap them, you know, have access to trapping them. When they come back from the route, they're going to land on the roof. They home. They got to worry about trapping them. Trap training really gets, you really get into play when you get close to the races. During that time, you need to feed your birds. Make sure they have enough food for their muscles to grow, their muscles and bones to grow. You know, you got to let your birds have the love of the loft. And you got to let them freely eat. Sometimes I just take it out, the feed out, and I put it on top of the screen and just let them eat freely. I don't have to be trapping them all the time and putting pressure on them all the time. This is their home. You need to spend more time with your birds and give them the love of the loft. The love of the loft is more motivation than the damn feed. God's got it twisted. Y'all think, oh, it's about sending them out hungry and they got to come back as fast as, man, birds ain't got to come back fast, only on race day. Other than that, you want them to fly freely with energy in them, building up their IQ and building up their conditioning. If birds are just flying for food, they're going to fail. They're going to fail because birds that's hungry, what happens if a bird goes off track, goes off the route? He might be lost for a half an hour before he get his bearings right. But in that time, he hungry and he's off track for a half an hour. He thinking about food. A bird that's got feed in him and he might get lost for a half an hour, he ain't thinking about feed. He thinking about getting his ass home. And that's the precautions. This is the way I'm working. I'm working on IQ. I'm working on preventive measures because birds are going to get lost. And instead of the bird thinking, yo, I got to eat, you want the bird saying, I got to get home. And then when he come home, you even touch him up with a little feed, a little candy, and let him know, yo, you home. We love you. Because if you don't think these birds got a connection with us, and you just into the race game for the money, you're going to find your birds, they ain't gonna be coming home because they're gonna have that feeling like, listen, there ain't no love here. And if you think these birds don't got a connection with you, you're gonna find out. Those of us that know, we already know that there's a connection. I want to see my birds every day. I want to grab them, I want to hold them in my hands, pull their wings out. I want to look at them. I want to see them every day because I'm infected with them. It's in my bloodstream. I haven't flown pigeons for 29 years. And I'm just getting back. I flew birds as a young man. Now I'm 50. And I just got my birds back while I was 49 years old. From my early 20s. A long stick. And trust me, I've been wanting birds for a long time. But I have wife and kids, I had raised family. Had a profession, had to build that. And now we got leisure time to do what the hell we want to do. Now we back in the race game. That's what's up, man. That's what we're doing here at the 6-Star Loft. Thank you. Good morning. We're back here in the 6-Star Loft. We had a very good day yesterday. We dropped the stock of young homers. Either they were lost or they got tossed on a training toss, or somebody just had them out flying and they went ranging. But got a lot of great feedback yesterday, positive and negative, which was great. And I just want to go over something about feeding. This is something that I do in the morning before I let my birds out. I give them a chance to pack up and give them a chance to digest a little bit of that food. I'll get up 5 o'clock and give them 15 minutes to digest as much feed as possible. Then I'll let them out. They'll fly for an hour, up to an hour and a half, out ranging. The last thing I want on my bird's mind while they're out flying for an hour is feed and water. I want them to be able to concentrate on flying, learning as much area as they can on an expansion level, and work on their conditioning. There's a lot of big stocks out here in New York. I'm talking 500 birds and up. And if your birds is out there and they not trained up, they not smart, you're going to run into these stocks and your birds might get dropped. And young birds, untrained, unexperienced, hungry young birds are just a clear sign of birds being caught. My birds return back to me because they love the loft and they love me. They want to get back to two things. They want to get back to their boxes, their perches, and they want to get back to me. I spend time with my birds. I hand feed my birds. I'm close with these birds. And they want to get back to me. And they want to get back to the loft. The last thing I want on their mind while they're out is food and water. I want them to be able to fly and raise their IQ. Again, the distraction is them being hungry. Hungry is a bad sign. Fly your birds. Don't fly your birds hungry. Put a little bit of feed in them. I ain't saying pack them up. But you'll see a difference in their flying. And they'll fly more intelligently because they ain't worried about no food. It's all about smartening up the birds. It's all about having them in great condition. And this is some of the things that we're doing here at the 6-Star Loft. Also, I just want to go through the feed. This is breakfast. This is what they got before they went out. A combination of a heavy race mix with peanuts, and I laced it with safflower oil. And this is what we're doing at the 6-Star Loft.